Can people change the past? No, but we have to accept it, right? We've got a lot of things going on in our lives, and it's tough to keep on top of everything. Let's say you love romance novels and just want to keep hitting the good authors over and over. Or maybe you're ready to try out the genre, so you want to know where to get started. Romance novels are just the gift that keeps on giving after all. It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover is all the rage this year, and this is the book to kick off with in the romance genre. That's why 2 of her books are on this bestseller list. This is the second in her series, which starts with, ironically, It Ends With Us. This story is about Atlas and Lily. They were young lovers, but as life would have it, they parted, and now she's with Ryle. While the first book is about Lily's perspective, this next one is from Atlas' point of view. I'm sure you'll love it, and you'll find out why this one #1 last year. It earns 4.5 out of 5 stars, but to avoid spoilers, be sure to read the first book, It Ends With Us. Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. This is another beloved story by Hoover. A young woman, Kenna, has just been released from prison, and she returns to her hometown to her 4-year-old daughter. She's trying to rebuild her life after a grave mistake that landed her in jail, and Ledger, a local bar owner, starts to get involved in her life. But the closer they get, the more her past starts to come back to light. Reminders of Him has earned 4.7 out of 5 stars on Amazon. It's still ranking as number 19 on the charts this week. Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This book is one of Emily Henry's gems. It tells the story of Nora and Charlie, who work in the big city. Nora is a literary agent, and Charlie is a book editor, and they definitely don't get along. But Nora's due for a vacation, and she goes off to the countryside with her sister. The thing is, Charlie's there too, and things heat up in the usual way at first. But then, a little change of heart takes hold, and neither of them know where the story will end. This book earns a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and it's a firm fan favorite. Don't miss out. Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monahan. Nora is a screenwriter for romance, and she thinks she knows what works. But when her husband leaves her on her own with her kids, she doesn't know what to think. So, she writes the best script she's ever written instead. It gets picked up, and is set to film at her century-old home. Sexiest Man Alive actor Leo is chosen for the lead role. But one night, he shows up at her house with tequila, offering to pay for him to be allowed to stay there. It's just for a week. But a lot can happen in a week, right? On Amazon, this book earns a 4.6 out of 5 stars. Don't miss out. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Everyone loves a class prince and pauper trope, or in this case, it's the prince and the pauper. Alexis and Daniel come from 2 different worlds. She's a fancy ER doctor with a wealthy, powerful family who wants her to live up to her legacy. Daniel is a carpenter who works in a small town and has a goat. But when the 2 meet, sparks fly, and Alexis realizes things she never did before. That maybe love can outweigh obligation and legacy. This book gets a 4.6 out of 5 stars, and Emily Henry calls Jimenez a true talent. You'll adore this book. The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. Hannah doesn't look like your typical bodyguard, but that's the genius of it. She's been hired to guard Jack Stapleton, a sexy, big-time actor. He's got a stalker, and he needs the help. But when Jack's mom gets sick, he's got to go home. However, he doesn't want the family to know about the stalker or the bodyguard. So, Hannah's got to pretend to be his girlfriend instead. This book is adorable, and it gets a 4.3 out of 5 stars. Dreamland by Nicholas Sparks. Nicholas Sparks is a classic for romance lovers. In this story, Beverly escapes her abusive husband with her son. She wants a fresh start in a new town, and she hopes she can get it. But her son starts to hear someone on the roof at night, and Beverly fears a new start is far away. Colby is a failed musician, and he's trying to get his life on track. He meets Morgan Lee, and his world changes in a moment. New love, new chapters, and change are in the pages of this book. It has a twist you won't expect as well as fresh, unique love. Can people change the past? This book earns a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and with Sparks at the helm, you know it's going to be good. When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I've written about this in a previous article, 14 small-town romance books you'll love. When in Rome is one of a 2-book series thus far, second book to come out this year. It's about Amelia, a pop star who's ready for a change. She heads off to Rome, Kentucky that is, and ends up in the front yard of an angry baker. Noah doesn't want to deal with a stuck-up pop star, but feeling guilty, he offers her a place to stay. Each day they spend together, they learn something new about the other. And in the end, Amelia's not so sure she wants to leave. This book gets a 4.3 out of 5 stars, and it's a great take on the Hollywood classic, Roman Holiday. 2 Wrongs Make a Right by Chloe Lees. Chloe Lees has an incredible list of heartwarming, swooning romances. Jamie and B are total opposites, but the one thing they have in common is matchmaking friends. They get set up on a date, and furious, they decide to take their revenge. Why not pretend to their friends that they're dating and madly in love? Then, when they break up, it'll be the perfect revenge. But sparks fly in ways they didn't expect. This adorable book, based on The Taming of the Shrew, gets a 4.3 out of 5 stars on Amazon. Set on You by Amy Leah. This is the first book in the Influencer series, and it's the perfect modern romance. A gym lover, Scott, is always getting in the way of fitness influencer, Crystal. She wants to break stereotypes and get people to gym, but Mr. Muscles just doesn't get it. Every time they're in the gym, jabs fly as well as sparks. The last thing she expects is to see him at their grandparents' engagement party though. Things start to change, but a picture online starts to bring out the internet trolls. Can whatever's going on between them survive it? Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please subscribe the channel. Watch our other contents as well, you will like them.